still got something to prove. Let's go. All I do, work like I still got something to prove.
Why do I do that? Why do I clap? Why do I?
You've just always done it.
And action. It's another leg day, but the best day. I'm not doing it right. No, I'm doing it right. It's booty day. Hamstrings and glutes today is the main focus, because all we want to do is grow that boot. Let's go. All right, guys, first up, this is actually an exercise I don't do very often, but every girl on the planet I feel like does it, so maybe there's something to it. So I'm using it more like a warm-up. So we're going to do a cable glute kickback, a little bit higher reps. I'm treating this more like a warm-up. A lot of times I'll start ham and glute day with like a banded warm-up. This is gonna be sort of a little appetizer to the rest of the workout. 12 to 15 reps to just activate our glutes so that when we get to the next exercise, which is more of our compound movement, where we actually grow our butts. But we wanna activate first. 12 to 15, 3 sets. Let's go. All right, getting into hit some more glutes. We're doing a B stance, also known as kickstand. B stance, kickstand, hip thrust. You can do this with a barbell, dumbbell. I refuse to do it with a barbell. I freaking hate it. So if you have a machine, use it because it's the best. So B stance, or also known as kickstand, we do these with RDLs. 70% of the weight is going to be on the one leg, the leg that's flat. And instead of like an RDL, you're on your toe and it's behind your foot. For hip thrust, we're gonna have our opposite, the kickstand, is gonna be on our heel, just probably in line with your toe. 70% of the weight is gonna be on this one side. So we're isolating sides. It's sort of bridging the gap between like 2 feet and unilateral. So 70% on one leg. You're also gonna still feel that like 20 to 30% on this leg as well, but you're just concentrating on one side. 12, 10, 8, 8, and that's per side. So you go 12, 12, 10, 10, 8, 8. Obviously a little bit lighter weight because you're only doing one leg at a time. All right, now that our glutes are super warm and plumped, we're gonna take it to a reverse hack squat. This is one of my favorite machines. If your gym doesn't have one, I feel bad for you, I'm sorry. You can do these two exercises with either dumbbells or a different machine or a leg press, but I am gonna start with reverse hack, good mornings. Some people call them good mornings or RDLs. They're kind of very, very similar. It's more so, in my opinion, a good morning because the weight's on top of you, just like you would have with a barbell. So with that, you're going to bring the weight out. Your knees will be slightly bent. You're gonna hinge at the hips, and then you're gonna come down as far as you can feel that a good stretch. You don't need to go any farther. You just need a good stretch in your hamstrings. And then as you come up, you're gonna squeeze your butt and your hamstrings up, squeeze at the top. We're doing 12 reps there. And then you're gonna go right into a reverse hack squat. Big thing here is keeping that hinge in your hips. So instead of squatting down and keeping your chest up, you're gonna be squatting more so at an angle. So when you bring this out, first part of the movement, I want you to let your butt come back. So butt comes back, and then you're gonna squat down. And so you'll be kind of pushing more at an angle. Instead of pushing up and down, you're gonna be pushing at an angle, which means you're gonna be pushing from your posterior hams and glutes. So hinge back, then squat down. And then you're gonna stay in that position. So I don't want you coming all the way up. As much as you think like, okay, it's forward, squeeze your butt, I want you to keep the tension on. Keep your tension on and keep that butt staying back. keep the angle. The reps there, you're gonna just try to match what you do here. So if we're doing 4 sets of 12, let's try to aim for 10 to 12 also for the squats. Okay, one of my favorite staples for building glutes is another big compound exercise, sumo deadlifts. Now, normally I would tell you to, put your bigger compound movements at the beginning of your workout. However, these are something that I like to put towards the end so I don't have to go as heavy. It also saves my back so I can focus on all the other exercises. So I tend to put my deadlifts towards the end of my workout, mostly just to save myself. We're doing 4 sets of 8. We're going as heavy as you can for that 8. You've made it to the end. We have a little finale. We have a little combo movement. It's 2 exercises, but we're doing them together. RDL, single leg RDL. And I want you stepping up because the second part of the exercise will be a deficit reverse lunge. So single leg RDL, going down as far as you can until you feel a good stretch. Then once your leg comes back to the top, you'll go right and step right back into a reverse lunge. Now, if you're someone that has a little balancing issues, number 1, use 2 weights. If you want to work on your balance, you can load one side, but most of the time I feel like people struggle a little bit with balance. This is where that B stance comes into hand. So we talked about that a little bit on the hip thrust. So if you struggle with balance, you could do a B stance instead of that single leg. So you'll just cheat your one leg to the one side, and then your toe is just gonna kind of line up with your heel. So you'll come down into your B stance RDL. When you get to the top, then you'll just reverse lunge, and then back to a B stance, reverse lunge. So you guys can kind of pick. Obviously a B stance, it would be a little more beginner friendly. The single leg RDL is a little more advanced. 3 sets, 8 to 10. So that's 8 to 10 per exercise. So technically you're doing like 16 reps every round. I don't know about you. I'm trying to see my butt here. I feel like it's grown. It's growing. Guys, it's growing. I think it's growing. Hope you guys enjoyed this glute and ham focused leg day. For more workouts and to just train with me every single day, head on over to the DLB Daily app and I'll train with you. Let's grow some booties.